Hey lovelies, so welcome back to reviews and recaps. So Heavenly is trying to clear up the whole situation between Dr. G and Damon. She also brought some text messages to try to prove Dr. Damon's side. Also she talks about Contessa and the whole comment about her breast. So let's get into it. But before that, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on all your notifications. These are free ways to support the channel. Please and thank you. Okay, now let's get into it. She talked about the reunion and she said that people were asking her like what you do if her man cheats. She's like, she doesn't care. She knows her man doesn't cheat. And I'm like, okay, stand by your man if that's what you want, because he be out here standing up for you as well. So I get it. Now, she does say she feels like bees, especially Simone, want everyone to go through the same ish that she went through, and that she loves her man loves her. So she basically doesn't think the cheating allegations are true. Now, let's be clear. Even if the so-called allegations were true, she is not going to tell us. I think she's made that very clear that she ain't leaving that man and that man is not leaving her. So I don't even think there's any point discussing those rumors. Besides, I don't think he would be sloppy enough to date a side chick that will talk about him. This is just my personal opinion, okay? Now let's move on to what she said about Dr. G. Apparently, Dr. G came in. He was really trying to isolate King, did not want to be around King. My thing is like, why is everyone acting like King did not try to run up on him? I can understand if someone tried to run up on you not wanting to be in the same space with them, especially because you are a doctor or whatever you are. You don't want to lose your license. I can understand why that is something that you would want to protect yourself. But the way everybody is acting like, yo, we're on some hoodish, and how dare you be uncomfortable with someone else trying to run up on you. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, apparently he said he wasn't going to come out unless he had 2 security guards. I don't blame him. That man is not trying to get his ass whooped. Sentiments aside, if anybody, no matter who it is, Damon, whoever, right, and someone tries to run up on them and then they said they don't feel comfortable without security, I would not have a problem with that. Do what you must do to feel comfortable. Now, do I really believe that that is what Dr. G is doing? No, I think Dr. G doesn't want Quad to be out here filming on Married to Medicine with King, and that is all that it is about. This is my personal opinion. So I think that's more of what it is about than in reality his protection. I may be wrong, but this is just what I'm thinking. Now, apparently, Heavenly also thinks the same thing about him really trying to isolate King. But it backfired allegedly because apparently the producers had a conversation with Quad to let her know that they are choosing her. Now, let's be clear, Quad, the only reason they are choosing you is because they tried to get rid of you last season and a lot of your fans spoke up and were having none of it. If your fans had sat quietly and did nothing, they would have gotten rid of Quad. And this is the thing I feel like is a lesson that I feel like people need to learn. If we really did not want them to get rid of Mariah, we should have rallied around Mariah then a lot more and publicly made it a point to make sure they don't get rid of Mariah. But a lot of us didn't. We were doing the classy-ish. A lot of us weren't even in content at the time. So we didn't really know the amount of influence that we have. But if we had done that, maybe we would have had Mariah, the queen of receipts, on the show. Instead, we let Quad and Co get rid of her. So I think that's something that, something we can take and remember that next time. So if you're on a show, if you want somebody on a show and you don't want them to push them out, speak up, leave comments, engage with Bravo. Let Bravo know what you're thinking. It is clear that Quad and Heavenly, in my opinion, have an alliance because even the way Damon is riding for King that he does not know is laughable to me. I think Damon is being vindictive. And so when Heavenly says, yeah, he's a man's man, like, whatever. I don't believe that. I think that a man's man will think about the relationship that he's had with Dr. G for a while. The fact that he's been able to refer his patients to Dr. G for a while. He would have thought about that and not jump on the king bandwagon immediately things go left between them in their relationship. That shows how vindictive, in my opinion, Damon is. Because you can see he was refusing to see anything that King did that was wrong. He was like, I'm a ride for King. Even if King is wrong, I don't care because I do not like Dr. G. That is all that it was about, and it was very clear to see. So Heavenly is just trying to clean it up now and make it seem like her man is a man's man. We don't care. From what we are seeing, your man is literally doing your dirty work the same way you are doing his. In my opinion, you guys are two sides of the same coin. He's just calmer in his approach and a lot more underhanded, whilst you are a lot more vocal about what it is that you're doing, in my opinion. Then she moves on to talking about Contessa. I'm just like, leave Contessa alone, bruh. But I understand she's recapping the reunion, so it is what it is. Now, she said that everyone says she, apologize, and that she wishes that people would basically apologize to her for a change. And I'm just thinking, you've done so much, and that's why nobody is thinking about where the other person may have wronged you, because you take it too far. When you're out here talking about someone's mama that died in 2010 or whatever, you've taken it all the way to hell. So nobody has any empathy for you because you've taken it too far. And people feel like this whole thing escalated because you continuously went on your YouTube channel to dog this woman and her husband out, knowing fully well that you will not appreciate if she had done that with you and Damon. So it's just, I don't understand how it is so hard for Heavenly to get that into her skull. I really don't get it. And I'm just like, I don't understand why she refuses to get how she takes things too far. And so it's hard for anybody to think, oh, where was Heavenly coming from? What was done to Heavenly to hurt her because she went straight to the abyss? She took it too far. And so that is why nobody is really thinking, what does Heavenly think? Or why is Heavenly hurt in this situation? She basically said Contessa was taking shots at her and being underhanded in her shots towards her, and that's a Phaedra move. I'm like, okay, not Phaedra catching a stray. Then she talked about, she didn't have breast cancer. Nobody is saying she has breast cancer. She's saying that she was prone to getting cancer and so decided to get the breast tissues removed. You are a dentist. I'm sure you went to medical school, so you should know about these things. And this is why I'm just like, no one takes you seriously because you say things like that. She did not at any point say she had cancer. She has a history of breast cancer in her family. And she wanted to make sure that could never happen to her. So she did what she thought was right for her in that moment. Now, she talks about she feels like Contessa is miserable and unhappy because all she does is talk about Heavenly. Now, I do agree that I feel like Contessa needs to take a moment and just try to work through her feelings about Heavenly, maybe in some counseling. I know it's hard because Heavenly continues to do some snaky, disgusting-ish, but I think she needs to work through those emotions. And I can understand where she's coming from because she thought of Heavenly as a friend. And there's nothing as hurtful as somebody that you thought was a friend being the person that is causing you that much pain. So that's where I think it is, and that's what I think it is from Contessa's perspective, at least. Now, let's move on to those disgusting tweets that she said about Dr. G and the whole sweet tea business and how Damon came into it. So she said that basically Sweet Tea said that she's not really respected in the medical community. And she's just like, well, she knows so much about her man. So I'm like, are you insinuating that what you said about Dr. G is the truth? Girl, you better not get sued be very careful that you are able to prove what it is that you're saying, because you could get sued, especially about using the P word. So she showed the text message where Dr. G texted Damon, asked if he had seen Heavenly's tweets, and talked about how it was malicious and bizarre, and based off of that, he would stop seeing the patients. Now, that could very well be true, because with the message, he said it in the same message. So it does seem that, even though he didn't say that is the result of it, but it does seem like he does not want to see the patients no more because of all of that happened. Now, that's what he said in the message. Fair, absolutely fair enough. If he decides that your wife cannot be out here saying I'm not respected, and then I'm taking your, that he's well within his rights to do that. Now, I wish that Dr. G had admitted to that when he was being questioned on the stage. That would have been great for him to say, well, I did message the next day saying this. And he could have also clarified, if that was not the reason, he could have clarified it then and said, this is not related. This is because the kind of the patients you bring to me, right? He could have clarified that, but he didn't, as far as we know, at least according to the text message that we saw. So yeah, Dr. G should have stood on business on that. That does not change what I said about Damon. I said what I said. During the reunion, he kept saying, oh, we didn't have a conversation about this. Yes, they showed a clip when they had the conversation. So he was clearly lying. Unless he has a memory issue where he can't remember it. But he kept saying it as an affirmative that this didn't happen. Yes, they showed the clips. So I'm saying either way, that shows somebody who is being manipulated because you're not telling the truth. So I still stand by what I said about it. If anything, him trying to act like he didn't know what his wife did when he was messaged about it the next day is wild to me. So either way, it does not exonerate her husband the way she thinks that it does. But let me know what you guys think. Did this change your perspective about Damon? Did you guys feel like Damon was being manipulative and trying to gaslight us by lying during the reunion? Or do you feel like he wasn't lying, he just didn't remember? Or did you feel like Dr. G is to blame completely? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and turn on all your notifications so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.